Another day and another drummer. We have seen this before, and I have seen all. And what will happen if NASCAR will ever do the same if they made the decision? I'm Joseph Crudup, and welcome to my show. It's on June the 11th, 2020. And we're not talking about action, we're talking about lights, cameras, and action. As Bubba Wallace, he took the green flag and started racing. They had an incredible night last night. He had an incredible career. He finished in 11th, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him, and I'm very proud of NASCAR of making that concession. It came through and really went through, and it really came out just a matter of time. And Bubba Wallace made history. He made history today, last night. Last night he was making history last night. I'm glad for him. I'm glad because that he's here and he's already there in Martinsville. He changed the wall. He let the NASCAR ban the Confederate flags last night. Last day, NASCAR had banned the Confederate flags in all races, and it was not. It was good for him, and he didn't make a mistake, and that's a good thing. So back in 2015, I remember Dale Hart Jr. He wants to get rid of those Confederate flags up there. And I'm so excited to hear it. I'm very excited to hear that and they hold the news. Now the Confederate flags that won't be able and will not be there in NASCAR. All those events. All those events of NASCAR had Confederate flags over the years. All year long. They all had Confederate flags every year back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and 2010s, but not anymore. Not anymore. They want to be banned. They want those Confederate flags to be banned, and that's the way it goes. That's what it is. Listen, I know you love NASCAR, but we don't. But we may not see Confederate flags in racing. And yes, it did. NASCAR has banned all those Confederate flags that we always know. And yeah, it's that simple. Now NASCAR knows it. Everybody knows it. The family knows it. But yeah, it is what it is. And I'm very happy that not that and that NASCAR has banned Confederate flags in all races, all events. And that's what they do that. That's what they're doing to support. And NASCAR's drivers are here to support this community. They support this community, but they can't have the Confederate flags. The Confederate flags are just like uh, for rednecks. That's what I say. The Confederate flags are for rednecks. But listen, I'm not here to argue about that. I'm not arguing for the people in this entire world that everybody has to live for, and and this is all about the same. This is not. This is just a amount of time. So now this is the same thing, and Bubba Wallace is truly happy with that. And then he finished 11 in Martinsville last night, and all this stuff going and going and going all this time this year, all the years that we've seen this most of the time since this for all the people in this entire world. So those flags are not gonna come. They're not gonna come down here. They're not gonna come everywhere. In and all the races that we're going through. This is how it's done. This is where it gets done. NASCAR got done. and it did. So the reason is Bubba Wallace is thinking about. He changed the war. It's time for a change. He changed the war that he always been, and he changed the war directly. And I'm saying about that all these times. Bills and times where I see it's everybody. It goes to everybody on this art here today. I'm sure of that. And I'm sure everybody's car is going to learn. So now, let's get to that point. Let's go to the what went down. And there was a driver racing in NASCAR that he says he was about to quit. Well, guess what? He will be quitting NASCAR at the end of the season. So that's what he's talking about now, that he will quit NASCAR at the end of the season. It was the driver. It says the NASCAR Truck Series driver says he's leaving the sport after new Confederate flag policy. And that was a violation. I mean, that's for sure. And it says since Carolina, the age of 50, says Ray Carroll, Francis Carroll, a NASCAR truck driver, announced on social media on Wednesday that he plans to quit the sport shortly after the release of the new guidelines that include a ban on Confederate flags at races. Carolyn, at the age of 50, took to Facebook to announce that it has been a fun ride and dream come true to race, but he is concerned about NASCAR's direction and will stop racing after 2020. I don't believe in kneeling, doing anything, not taking people's right to fly whatever flag they love. He posted, I could care less about the Confederate flag, but there are people that do, and it doesn't make them a racist. All you are doing is not is stupid. One group to call to another, and I ain't spend the money we are to participate in any politics BS. So everything is for sale. St. Caroline social media accounts will close sometime after the post. Now, NASCAR announced on Wednesday they will prohibit in it any images or display of the Confederate flag at future events. The percent of the Confederate flag at NASCAR events warns countries to all commitment to provide a welcoming and exclusive environment for all fans, competitors, and all intestines, and NASCAR events and popularities. Now, the Houston Social Chronicle reported that St. Caroline races part-time on the NASCAR Garden RV and Outdoors Truck Series. The report said that he raced 18 times in the last 3 years and never won a race. So, and this whole stuff going on, and he is so surprised. He's so surprised that there was no Confederate fans in all races. There were no Confederate fans in all races held to this year. And how can I say that? And how can I know that? And how can everybody knows it? They don't have Confederate flags in this race. And for sure, that goes to everybody. That goes to everybody in this whole stuff in the whole country that we always know. And they're gonna keep an eye on it. As long as there is no Confederate flags in this race, they'll know stuff's going on. And people are very happy about it. They're very proud of it. NASCAR is very proud of it. Everybody is proud of it. And of course, I say this for a long time. I never ever seen everything that's going on for sure. Everything that needs to be going on. And so it's very, very outstanding for all this deal. This deal was making, it was the deals of the making, and yeah, and for sure it is what it is. But how wonderful it is, how sweet it is. This is whole stuff that going on in this race. All races, NASCAR driver concerned, but NASCAR racing this season stands. So now it's easy to say that there must that Confederate flag must be banned immediately, and it's easy to see why. So now it's easy to say why. Now the mobile-born racer driver Bubba Wallace called for NASCAR to banish the Confederate flag once and for all. In the last in less than 24 hours, it was done. NASCAR banned Confederate flags on Wednesday before at its race at Martinsville Speedway, and Wallace called it a huge positive moment for the sport. He was absolutely right, and it was a victory for the country. Black Lives Matter. And in popularity, the American South, Wallace then finished 11 in his wanted number three, number 43, which featured a Black Lives Matter paint schemes for the race. Martin Truex Jr. won the Blue Yellow 500. Now, I know the result because I actually watched it on FS1, and I'm not sure the last time I watched a race on TV. Essentially, not since NASCAR CEO Brian France endorsing Donald Trump for president, bringing back to for the for those years his grandfather, Bill France Sr. These poor suggestions of politics to grow the family business. The Confederate flag was the symbol of the England NASCAR with the district cards for the beginning, and that legacy of hate and racism still remains prevalent among many fans, no matter what they want to call it. Now, Wallace made now face reality that the flag is racist, but NASCAR still needs to own up to the truth about its past. It will be better for it. They essentially had a huge building start to promote and least to try and reach any dollars. Now, Wallace is NASCAR's first black driver. Now, Wallace is NASCAR's first black driver to have a full-time Cup Series ride since Wendell Scott in 1971, and now he's one of the most impactful athletes in America. And that's all he has said. His bravery in courts, his bravery in courts to speak out against racism and police brutality is the reason he's drawing me into the sport. Who knows? Maybe people might actually start watching more NASCAR now. Now, Wallace and NASCAR are at homestand this weekend, and the big show comes to the Talladega Super Speedway June 20 to 21, 20 to 24th. It will be the first weekend NASCAR allows a limited numbers of fans into an event during the COVID-19 pandemic. Wallace will be a popular figure for race fans at Talladega. At the same time, I can't see how NASCAR is going to enforce a ban on Confederate flag and clothing at the race. No matter what happens at Talladega, no matter how NASCAR's TV ratings shake out from there, it's important to understand that this stand by NASCAR was a powerful win for the progressive advancements of the South. The vision of long ago was told by NASCAR to associate the Confederate flag, prevent essentially and racism in its sport. NASCAR then for decades pushed the mentally of the Confederate flag, representing important and Harleys, to the group of people hungry for the intention that made them proud. That's on NASCAR. And now they need to address those fans and the truth rather than trying to whitewash over history. We had just about enough. We had just about enough. Enough of that. Enough that way. Okay? Let's be clear here. The Confederate flag represents racism, division, and hate. It has no place in NASCAR or any other sport like college football. Put the flag in a museum along with the Confederate stratus. Let the lost cause rather finally die. It has done enough damage. Try and understand. Try, try to understand though, and this might be hard for me. But modern day NASCAR fans who love the flag and say they associated it was a cotton built around sport are not completely to blame for the knowledge. The celebration of the Confederate flag by NASCAR have been normalized. The symbol and feature outlining the South from the rest of the country. When South Carolina Senator Don Tolman and his Democrats started waving the Confederate battle flag to associate it with no progressive suggestion politics, Tormund used NASCAR to advance his agenda. NASCAR was happy to help because it was a profitable partnership, and donors attended the first race at Darlington 2 years after splitting up the Democrat Party and running for president. It was then regular at Darlington through the years. Now, let me say this again. Don Moore attended the first race at Darlington 2 years after splitting up the Democrat Party and running for president. It was then regular at Darlington through the years. And the Confederate flag was too. The flag was a symbol of racism and division from the beginning. The Harleys, nonsense King Down, and Darlington did its part to countervail it. Darlington called its race the Rebel 400 for years and went it to the conclusion with the South Carolina's Confederate Memorial Day. The Confederate flag was also the primary graphic in official race day programs. That was a long time ago. When the Alamo Speedway opened in 1960, the championship ring given to the winner of the Atlanta 500 featured a Confederate flag. Martinsville Speedway used to perform its races as Civil Wars, and the president of the track presented the winners with Confederate flags. When Alabama Governor George Wallace ran for president as a Senate graduate in 1968, he attended the Sutton 500 at Darlington, and NASCAR's President Bill France Sr. reportedly told the crowd George Washington founded this country, and George Wallace was saving. Wallace helped France build the Talladega Superspeedway, originally called the Alabama International Motor Speedway. And after Wallace was again elected governor of Alabama in 1970, his wife, Colonel, became the first woman to drive a pace car before the 1971 Western 500. When Wallace decided to run for president again in 1972, France, the guy was fine NASCAR, was the campaign manager in Florida. Now I gotta say this again because this is all about truth. These are the reasons the Confederate flag is unbelonging with NASCAR, and the sport is not doing enough to indicate its long-term fans by simply trying up a press release. The president of the Confederate flag at NASCAR events wants country to all commitment to providing a welcoming and exclusive environment for all fans and competitions, competitors, and all in destiny. NASCAR said, bringing people together around and love for racing and the community that it creates is what makes our fans and sports special. This display of the Confederate flag will be promoted for all NASCAR events and properties. The Confederate flag is, in fact, a symbol of racism, division, and hate in America. But NASCAR leads down to make it marketing business. Our toast NASCAR was sawing down traditional mountains who shine for what they did this week. And I follow the sport more closely now because of Bubba Wallace. But let's not forget that the bowling league geeks out there in the infield were told by NASCAR that the Confederate flag was symbol of Sutton racing pride. It's not anymore, and it's never should have been. It's time to pay over the general league. Real stock car fans need to know that the moonshiners were outrunning the cops long before NASCAR injected racism into the sport. And that's what it's all about. And that's the way it is. So now it's all about the Confederate flags being banned from NASCAR because that's what people say so. And that's what Bubba Wallace says so. And that's what NASCAR driver says so. That's what they talking about. And this is all about to change. This is all about to change because NASCAR don't want Confederate flags anymore. It is all about something else. And it's something that we should have been forever. And will be forever changed from here to now. And that's what we have to be stand for. We have to stand together. We have to we have to burn the Confederate flag, and we will burn the Confederate flag if we want to. And I just say, I just saying, that's what it is, and that's what it's all about. These Confederate flags has got to go. These Confederate flags have got to go out of the NASCARs, out to those NASCAR events, out to the sporting events, college footballs, forever. Blah blah. Bye bye. Joseph Crudup here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace out, everybody.